Alright, hey guys, my name is Shadow, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous, and we're here again in the 2.2 Guardians Beta, where we're going to be doing a couple of things today. Number one, we're going to be trying out a passenger mission in the new Beluga Liner, and number two, we're also going to be trying out the ship-launched fighters, which we have installed in the Beluga Liner. So let's go in the optional internal modules and see what stuff we've got on here. So for the fighters, we've got the 6D fighter hangar, and that can hold 2 fighters. So we've got 2 different ones in here. We've got just the regular Imperial fighter, and then we've also got the new Taipan fighter. Now I've hired a pilot for these fighters, or maybe to fly the ship while I fly the fighter, I don't know. I'll see what happens when we get there. But we have a pilot to do that. And then we also have some passenger cabins for the passenger missions that we're about to take. Now, I did discover a bug earlier, and I don't know if it's a bug with these compartments or the modules that go in these compartments or with the passenger missions, but what I found out was that if you put a luxury compartment in here, or really any compartment, it then makes it so that you can't accept a passenger mission. The game will just crash. So I was reading on the forum, I think it's just with the luxury passenger cabins. So I've taken those out, which was really hard to do, by the way. You had to swap it around and sell it and stuff, but that's beside the point. So for now, I'm just going to be leaving these class 5 compartments empty, just so there's no problems or anything like that. If this gets patched in the future, we'll fill these up and maybe try the luxury cabins and stuff like that. But for now, it's not working, so we're just not going to do it. So that's what we've got on our Beluga Liner for right now. We've got a jump range of 21 light years. So let's see if we can pick up a passenger mission and maybe get interdicted. Okay, so we've got 2 different passenger missions available here. So one is a jump of 11.9 light years, and the other one is a jump of 12.23 light years. So we'll just pick up both of these, and we'll do, well, both of them. So here in the passenger mission section, there is, well, a new section, and that is called Passenger Traits. Now this tells you a little bit about what your passengers are going to be like. So if we take on this mission, it's saying these passengers don't like danger. If we take hull damage, we could fail the mission. These guys are kind of laid back, and so if we're delayed a little bit, if we're late getting to where we're going, it's probably not going to make that much difference. These guys are low value, so we're not likely to be interdicted. If we do illegal things, they're probably not going to get pissed off at us, but they might. And they're demanding, so they're probably going to tell us to do other things on the way to where we're going. So that's okay. Now down here, there are 2 different ways that we can accept this mission, it looks like. So we have business class or first class. Okay, so we've taken on 8 passengers for our first class cabins. So let's check out this other mission and see what is going to happen with this. So these guys are also low value targets. They're laid back. They don't want to be in danger, neutral to illegal stuff. Okay, so same parameters as the other one, basically. Now, in this case, my first class cabin is completely full, so I have to take these guys business class, and we're going to get this many of them. So it's telling me I have 16 passenger cabins available, basically, and then this little chart here is showing me how many of those are going to be filled up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm taking on 5 passengers in business class, and I already have 1, 2, 3, 4 passengers in my first class, so I don't have enough to take these guys on first class, so basically I have to take them on business class, and that's fine. So we'll take them business class, so we've got first class and business class passengers. So cool, let's launch our Beluga Liner, and we've already got an active pilot for this, and we'll go to the crew lounge and check that out and make sure he's set active. So yeah, we've got Derek Summers set as our active pilot, and he is an expert rank guy, so we shouldn't have any problems along the way. We do have some weapons on this ship. They're all just pulse laser turrets and stuff, because it's a big, huge liner ship. So let's see where we're going. The first one is to Kuo Terminal, so let's open this up, hit the galaxy map, and see where that is. So Kuo Terminal is here in a system called Skegeko, which is a weird name. I don't know, but it's only 75 light seconds away from the star, so we will plot a route and head to that place first. And once we do that mission, we'll go do the other mission And let's launch the ship. Here we go. Now, normally I cut out the part where I'm flying out of the space station and getting to the destination and everything like that. However, this is a really big ship, and I want you guys to see just how big it is, because I don't know if I'm going to make it through the door without hitting it. I think I'm probably going to, but nope, look at that. I hit the door. I was a little bit too high, so this ship is really big. And now that we're actually out of the space station, let's just take a look at this ship on an external view and just see what it actually looks like, because I haven't done that yet. Let's see. So here is the Beluga Liner coming out of Jameson Memorial Space Station. This thing is pretty, wow, and I can definitely see why they chose to call it the Beluga. It definitely resembles a big whale, although a big space whale. But, you know, it's really nice looking. If I were going to take a luxury space liner, yeah, this would definitely be it. Yeah, okay. So that's really nice looking. Cool. Okay, so yeah, let's get on with the mission. All right, now we're about to make our first jump to Skegiko O. And as we do that, here is something new in the game right here. We have this little pop-up that tells us about the security of the system that we're about to jump into. And Skegiko O, being 12.23 light years away, is a high security system, so that's pretty cool. I hope that that means we're not likely to get interdicted there. So if we did want to get interdicted, then we'd probably need a low security system. Now this is also new. If you guys just noticed the effect that happened when we went into hyperspace, that was totally new. And there's a new dropping out of hyperspace effect coming up. And also, the hyperspace effect itself is fairly new, and I have to say, it's way more immersive than the old one, and that was really cool. I really liked that when we just came out of hyperspace. That was really nice looking. It was way less jerky than the old one. Just great. Okay, so now we're gonna head for Kuo Terminal. All right, so we are approaching Kuo Terminal, so we are going to go over to Contact and request docking. And again, I'm not cutting this out because I want you guys to see just how big this ship is. Plus, I've never flown this before. This is my first time flying this, and I want to see if this thing is difficult to land or not. So let's make it in through the space door if we don't end up running into it, which we might. Okay, we actually made it through there without... Oh, no, I caught on it. Okay, this ship is big. I started rolling over while the tail was still in the door. Okay, so we gotta realize just how big this ship is. So we are right over the landing pad. We're deploying the landing gear. We might get a warning that it's not down yet. Okay, landing gear is down. And this ship has a lot of inertia. Wow, okay, so let's get it right down on the pad. Not breaking anything here. Okay, and we're scraping it. Got to try not to do hull damage to the ship because the passengers will become annoyed with us if we take any hull damage. Okay, we should be right on the pad. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm right on the landing pad and it's just not doing anything. So we're gonna try and hold perfectly still here and take an external view of the ship and see what the problem is. Okay, so our rear landing gear are a little bit up in the air there. That usually doesn't make a difference, but the ship is so big that maybe that's a problem. So let's get back in the ship and see if we can just straighten that out. And there we go. Okay, so that is how precise you have to be when landing this ship. So it would probably be worthwhile to invest in a docking computer for this ship. In fact, once we cash in this passenger mission, we're gonna go ahead and put a docking computer in there. So let's refuel, and we'll head to the passenger lounge right here and cash in our passenger mission that we have for the space station. Okay, here we go. Handing in the contract. Complete. Okay, cool. So there's that. And we got a new message. Let's see. Okay, my reputation status has been changed to cordial. Okay, that's cool. So now we're gonna go into the outfitting screen here and hope that this space station offers a docking computer. Okay, here we go. So this space station does indeed offer the standard docking computer, so we're gonna go ahead and purchase one of those and put it in the Beluga Liner, so maybe we won't have this problem in the future. That would be nice. So yeah, it seems like it's gonna be fairly touchy to land this vessel manually, So yeah, whatever. We'll just try that. Okay, so we've got one more passenger mission that we're gonna do right now, and that's to go to Tanner City. And I kind of hope we get interdicted on this one. I want to use that ship-launched fighter. So let's, yeah. Well, we can even just launch it if we don't get interdicted, and we'll just see how it works and stuff like that. So let's do this, and if we don't get interdicted, we'll just launch the fighter. But if we do get interdicted, we'll launch the fighter in combat and see how it goes. So our next destination, Tanner City, is here in a system called V866 Centauri. So we're going to plot our route right to Tanner City, and we will just head there. Here we go. So we've just arrived at our destination star system, and look at this. Wow, this is a brand new effect, and I believe this is the neutron star effect that we're getting now. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments. But I believe this is the new neutron star effect. And from what I've seen in other people's videos, we're supposed to be able to get like a frameshift drive boost if we don't do that. Oh, and also flying through this stuff probably damages our ship, so we should probably avoid that as much as possible because our passengers don't want us to be taking hull damage and stuff. Okay, so apparently I got a bit too close to that star and we started taking a little bit of heat damage there. Okay, so don't do that. But yeah, so it's very pretty looking, but also very damaging. But yeah, I've heard you can get a nice frameshift boost if you do something with that. Maybe we'll take a look at that in another video. If you guys want to do that, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, other than that, we're just going to keep heading to Tanner City, and if we don't get interdicted, once we get there, we'll launch the fighter and see what it's like. And we'll launch the Taipan fighter because that's the new one. So we've just arrived at Tanner City, and I guess our passengers were not important enough for anybody to want to kill or kidnap them because nobody tried to interdict us. So we're just going to park it right here for a minute, and then we're going to launch our Taipan fighter. And I think we'll pilot it because that would be fun. So let's do that. So here we go. We can deploy this, and now we have a screen where we can select whether we want the pilot that we've hired to pilot it, or do we want to pilot it ourselves, basically. So yeah, I want to do that. So let's select that, and we'll get in the fighter, and we'll see what a fighter is like. Here we go. So this seems a lot like launching an SRV, except wow, that was cool. Okay, check this out, flying this fighter around. Okay, let's take a look at the Beluga Liner from outside and just fly around it a little bit. Wow, this thing is kind of maneuverable. Okay, yeah, look at this. Cool, this thing is kind of graceful. I like it, okay. So yeah, this is the fighter. So let's see. You can select these with different weapon configurations and stuff. So let's take a look at our systems panel over here and see what we've got on it. We've got 2 gimbaled beam lasers and a heatsink launcher. So I think we can fire these right now. We should be outside the no fire zone. So yeah. So these are gimbaled beam lasers, and I didn't have any power into my weapon capacitor, but that's okay. So yeah, I wish that we had gotten interdicted so we could have seen some combat with this. We'll have to do that coming up in another video because yeah, I want to try these things out in combat. So we'll actually, you know what, we'll probably load out a combat ship or something. We'll take out like a federal corvette and go into a resource extraction site next time, and we'll actually try out the ship-launched fighter in a combat scenario. How about that, guys? But for now, we're just going to redock with the ship, and then we'll just finish the passenger mission, and yeah, we'll do that. So I would imagine that docking is pretty much the same as it is with the SRV. Okay, so in order to dock, we just come down here, select the fighter that we're currently piloting, and then select Request Dock.
Fighter retrieval sequence initiated.
And then I'm gonna guess that we fly up to the ship and just kind of fly back into the thing that we launched from with the holographic thing telling us where to go. So let's try that out. And yeah, here we go. So yeah, so far this is a lot like parking our SRV, except it's a little bit easier. Okay, and the computer just took over right there. So we should be docking back with the ship, And yeah, that's okay. That was pretty much like flying an SRV in space. So that was kind of cool.
Hull integrity compromised.
Okay, now that we're back in the ship, we're just gonna go dock with the space station and finish our passenger mission. Okay, so our docking computer just took over, so let's see if it does a better job of docking than I did manually. Okay, so the docking computer seems to be bringing us in pretty nicely. Looks pretty smooth. Seems to be right over the pad, and yeah, okay, the docking computer did a much better job of landing the ship than I did manually. Who saw that one coming, really? Okay, let's starport services, and we'll hit passenger missions and cash this one in, and then I think that'll probably be the end of the video. All right, so let's claim our reward, and that was pretty easy. So no one demanded anything. Nobody got mad that I took a little bit of hull damage. So yeah, I'm guessing all passenger missions aren't going to be that easy, but apparently those were, and we got to see how the fighter worked a little bit. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. Like it if you liked it, like it if you disliked it, and that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.